Obviously, this is going to be an issue heading into the midterms. Republican Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy is helping the White House with this effort, coming up with this plan. He's the chair of the HELP Committee, which plays a key role in healthcare legislation. He's also a doctor. Thank you very much, Senator. It's good to have you with us. Can you explain to people in the simplest terms where the money would come from that would be given to individuals to purchase their own healthcare plans, whether it's in their own state or another state, and who would pay for this money, and how would you make sure that people use it to buy healthcare insurance?
So first, Martha, thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
You've got to have a plan that can work by January 1st, 2026. So that puts a little bit of a constraint on what you can do. Now, there's two types of subsidies in Obamacare. There's a subsidy in the original Obamacare, called that the baseline. And then there is the extra subsidy that was started under the Biden administration. That's called the enhanced subsidy. So the plan that I'm thinking would work for January the 1st is to allow the baseline subsidy to continue to apply to a policy on the exchanges. But the enhanced subsidy, as the president says, will be put into a health savings account. Now, why does that work? Because someone can take the subsidy they would have gotten for a more expensive policy under the baseline scenario. They can buy a bronze level plan, which is a cheaper plan on the exchanges, and then use their health savings account to pay for the higher deductible. This decreases your overall cost of being insured. Instead of having to work through a $6,000 deductible to get the silver plan to work for you, you have, like, say, $1,500 or $2,000 in your health savings account that President Trump speaks of to pay for the first part of your deductible, and you've got the cheaper premium on top of it. I think this is a great idea. I think the president's right on.
So this is the pocket of money that Democrats wanted to see extended through January. I think the number that was put on it by some people was $1.5 trillion in order to extend those subsidies through the end of January, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. So are you saying that Congress would approve the extension of that pocket of money, but would legislate that it be given to individuals? And then how do you make sure individuals use that money for health care insurance?
So the amount of money we're speaking of in the enhanced premium portion for next year is $26 billion. A lot of money, but it's not $1.5 trillion. That includes the baseline subsidy. In fact, that even sounds a lot for that. But let's just say $26 billion. If the money goes into the health savings accounts that the president speaks of, there are restrictions on how it can be used. You can't use it to buy a car. You can't use it to, like, go to Disneyland. You've got to use it for approved healthcare expenses, and those lists of healthcare expenses are already in federal regulation. Now, you can further restrict it, you can expand it a little bit, but by and large, you've got, like, a set of things that can be spent on. And it can be spent, for example, on deductibles and on copays, things that somebody would have to spend money on if they were going to go to see the doctor and they've got, a $6,000 deductible like on a traditional Obamacare policy.
So, I mean, obviously, some of us remember that when Obamacare passed, there were last-minute deals done to get it through. And those deals made sure that the insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies made out very well on Obamacare. So what is the pushback going to be from those two entities? Because this is going to bite into their profits, right? And they have enormous lobbying efforts on Capitol Hill.
I can't tell you what their strategies are going to be, but I can tell you what my strategy is. And what obviously sounds like the president's strategy is go to the American people and say, we've got a choice here. We can either give $26 billion to insurance companies. They take 20% off the top for profit and overhead, and then they spend the 80% that's left over on the health care that they think you need. Or we can give almost 100% to the patient in a health savings account and allow her to spend it on the money that she knows that she needs. That's good for her pocketbook, and it's good for her family's health. Now, I don't know what others are going to do, but I can tell you that's what this Republican is in favor of, and I think it resonates with the American people, and I'd like to think that all fair-minded people would want to give 100% to the American to spend on the health care that she knows that she needs.
Well, in your career as a doctor, you watched this whole process play out. And I think, but most people say that they're in favor of Obamacare, 64%. But I think that for so many people, they just get nervous that something might change and they've gotten used to it. Do you buy that 64% favorable number? And do you think those people will be upset if you change this on them?
I don't know the poll, but if the change is that you got more money, that your premium is lower, and that you got money in an account to pay for your deductible, your copay, for other things that go along with getting health care, I can tell you, I'll raise my hand for that. I think everybody will raise their hand for that. So sometimes change is for the better. And this would be change a lot for the better.
Well, it's going to take a lot of explaining very clearly what this change would look like and then selling it to Congress and to the American people. So we'll be watching this story really closely. Senator Cassidy and Dr. Cassidy, thank you very much. Always good to have you here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Martha.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.